What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sang, and today I have a special guest with me.
What's happening?
This is my boyfriend. He's going to actually be reacting with me in 2 videos today. And the first video is from Caleb Hammer. It is titled Professional Wrestler Deep in Collections.
I personally picked out this one because, look, I don't care. I'm old, but I still enjoy wrestling every once in a while. So just wanted to see what this professional wrestler was involved with as far as his personal finances and also his dreams. So I've never seen this video before. Honestly, I don't really watch this guy's content. So
yeah, I watch him, but I haven't seen this either.
So I'm kind of interested to see what we're going to see as far as am I going to be in a state of shock? Because some people's financial choices are just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this before we get into it. Do you really think this is a professional wrestler, or do you think this is like maybe an amateur?
Professional wrestler is not like something you go and get a certificate for.
I know, but I know there's like WWE and there's AEW. Like, do you think it's somebody from
you
like...
got the independent circuits, and then you got the big wig, your AEWs and WWEs.
Okay.
It could be used loosely. He probably is a professional wrestler.
Okay.
And maybe in his own head, he's a professional. I don't know, man.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Let's get into it.
Today we'll be interviewing random people on the streets of Boston and breaking down their financial situation, from how much money they bring in to what debts they have. Make sure to check out all the fun links in the description and give this video a like so that YouTube recommends it to more people. This is Audit on the Street.
My name is Dory. I'm 36. I'm from Honolulu, Hawaii.
Honolulu.
This is the wrestler.
He is not a professional wrestler.
This is the wrestler.
He looks like a professional wrestler out of like 1991.
With the hairstyle.
With the hairstyle.
Yeah, hold on,
he's not like. Hold on. Go back. No, you're going.
Right here. There you
Okay,
go.
he got all the tattoos. He's not really in that great of shape.
He's like, let me tell you something, brother.
He's got the glasses. I mean, he's a creative character on WWE 2K. If you hit random, that's who you're gonna get first. Promise you.
Here for professional wrestling.
Professional wrestling?
Yes, sir.
That's bad. Does it good gigs around here for that?
This is a great wrestling town. There's tons of wrestling. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can I ask how much that brings in a year?
How much it brings in? Well,
He doesn't bring much because he'll be able to answer that question honestly. If you're an independent wrestler, you're probably not making a whole lot of money. Back then, if you're a wrestling fan, these guys were probably, if you're on independent circuit, whether you're in, he had the NWA circuit, WWE, they're only paying like, a couple $100 a match, if that, until you get to the big wigs and you start bringing in merchandise and getting over with the fans, and you start ranking into really big dope. So he's probably not making a whole lot of money, to be honest.
here I'm not. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know if you know WWE, which is the wrestling giant, it's billions of dollars. So.
Oh, I meant on like a personal level, like what an individual makes.
You see how he didn't answer the damn question? He's not making any money.
Oh, yeah, the WWE, they make billions.
Right.
It's like, you're not the WWE.
Answer the damn question, bro.
On a personal level, that's more of a labor of love. You make like maybe $50, $100 a show.
Like I said.
Yeah. So I'm not at that point yet where it's paying my bills, but I got a regular job for that. So
yeah.
Good.
How much does Subaru bring in for you?
Probably around $6,000 a month, something like that.
Okay, that's pretty killer.
It's okay.
Yeah, that gets you pretty comfortable in Austin, right?
Yeah, for just starting out, it's pretty good.
How much is in your checking account right now?
Right now?
Best guess.
Oh, not much.
Pause. He's bringing $6,000 a month working where? Subaru?
It sounded like he said Subaru. Yeah.
Yeah, that gets you pretty comfortable in Austin.
Around $6,000 a month, something like that.
Okay, bring in for you.
Regular job for that. So.
Yeah, how much does Subaru bring in for you?
Yeah.
Probably around $6,000 a month.
Yes,
Like
that's
he's not make. I really don't know what the if you're working in a warehouse actually building the vehicles. I really don't know what those guys make. If you're
don't really make.
I would think they're probably making like.
much.
I know the plants here. You can get if you work like the Honda plant in Ohio. They start off at like 55,000.
See, at my last job, I know an older gentleman that used to work at the Ford plant. And he said, like, yeah, in the beginning it was good money, and that went downhill after a while.
So if he's making $6
So
grand,
you got to think about, I was working with him at my last job. The money wasn't that good. He left there to go to Lincoln Electric, where he said money was good, but that was the Euclid plant before that went downhill. So
yeah, I if he's making $72,000 working at Subaru, good for him. I have my reservations about that number personally, but I really don't. I wouldn't know for sure. Unless he's a car salesman. Car salesmen do make good money if you bring in the traffic. I used to be a car salesman when I was younger, and yeah, you can make a lot of money. So it just really depends at the end of the day. But if he's a car salesman looking like that, doubt it.
Pretty killer.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I don't think he goes to work looking like that, though.
Bro, listen, look.
There's no way he goes to work looking like this.
If he went to work with the mullet as a car salesman.
You telling me he wouldn't have it slicked back into a ponytail?
I mean, that's more professional than that. Like if
I
walk into a dealership about to buy a WRX and I see him, I'm not buying a car from him.
That's his wrestling character.
I'm saying if he looked like that.
He's not gonna
if
be
he
just
looked
like
at
this.
just as is, like the hair out and stuff, not professional. That's what I'm saying. If he cleans up, if he's a car salesman,
he does.
fine.
I'm pretty sure
fine.
he does.
But as a warehouse,
Probably around $6,000 a month, something like that.
Okay, that's pretty killer.
It's okay.
Yeah, that gets you pretty comfortable in Austin, right?
Yeah, if we're just starting out, it's pretty good.
How much is in your checking account right now?
Right now,
Best guess.
oh, not much. I've got probably maybe like $2 or $3 grand.
2 or 3 grand? Okay.
how do you not know how much is in your
Definitely a lot
checking
better than
account,
I've
bro?
heard, so if that
yeah.
makes you feel better, yeah.
Okay.
You probably
What about like a
lying.
general emergency fund or savings?
Emergency fund.
Non-existent. Non-existent.
I mean, that's everything. That's all of it right there.
Oh,
Called
the
it-
checking account.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that definitely plays a different story.
Yeah, it's a
if
different story, man.
That's it. Does that
Yeah.
make you a little nervous?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But yeah, sometimes I wish I had a lot more, but it's life,
Sure.
you know.
That's life.
If you're making $6 grand a month, let's just say $6 grand a month before taxes. If that's the case, he should be bringing in around. I mean, I don't know where are they at, Texas?
Yeah, they're like in Houston. Or
Let's say they
Dallas or
take away
something.
30% of 6,000, so that leaves them with
You can do some math.
30% of 6,000 is let's just say $2 grand. Let's say
You were
there's
close. It was 1,800.
let's say that, let's just round it up. Let's take he got $4 grand a month cash.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know. He hasn't gotten to his bills just yet, but the cost of living in Texas is not ridiculous. So depending on how
Yeah, because we know somebody who lives down there.
depending on how he lives determines how much he can actually save. So
Yeah, but he wrestles, so he doesn't make money from wrestling. But we've seen enough documentaries to know people on the amateur circuit, they put way more money in than they're getting out.
yeah,
So that's probably where his money is going.
yeah, a lot of money goes into wrestling gear. And,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's probably where the money's going.
yeah.
Do you have any credit cards? Do you have any debt on those credit cards?
Yes.
I do, but it's almost like been so long at this point that, when after a certain while, it just your credit gets swiped clean or whatever.
Oh, so
so you
did
got
they go to
collections.
collections and stuff?
Yeah.
Some of them did.
So
Yeah. What happened there? Why did you not pay them?
Well, long story, but I was in over my head when I was living in Hawaii, right? I mean, there's like the average one bedroom is about $2,000 a month,
Yeah.
plus like all your bills, and I was upside down, and my credit card bills are like $500 a month.
Oh, whoa.
And somebody called me, and they were like, "Hey, what if we could get your credit card bills down to like $100 a month or something?" And
he consolidated his
they
stuff.
said that they would negotiate with the credit card companies, and
That's
but
the worst
in order
way
for
to
that
do
to
it.
happen, I had to let my payments.
Look, don't ever consolidate your debt.
Yeah, everything
Ever.
everything you're paying somebody to, you can literally do it on your own.
That's wild.
Where he's saying they'll call the credit cards on my behalf, but you could just do that. You could do that. You can call them and be like, hey man, I don't have all the money. So say he owed $5,000 on a credit card. You can settle for like pennies on a dollar. So just like say he saves up some money, say he saves up like 2 G's and be like, I don't have the 5 G's, but I'll give you 2 G's if you want to just call it square. And they'll play hardball at first. They'll be like, no. You'll be like, okay, and just hang up. After a while of them not getting anything from you, and you keep offering that same 2,000, they're gonna take it. They're gonna be like, you know what, that's fine. 2,000 is better than 0 because we're getting 0 right now.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all it is.
Ah, poor guy. Honestly, I don't think he's being very honest in his answers either.
I don't think he is either, but like doing something like this when you're in debt is embarrassing. Yeah. So I don't know why you would sign up to do something like this if you're embarrassed to speak about it.
Yeah. But like, just be real.
You might as well. I mean, you already agreed to do this.
Let's go in default. And so they said when that happens, that's when we can negotiate with them. I was super sketched out. So I checked them out on the Better Business Bureau and all this, and it seemed to check out. So I was like, they're like, yeah, your credit's going to take a hit for a while, but after we negotiate with them and you start paying, it'll be okay, you know. So I just said, okay, and went for it. And about a year later of me, you know, doing exactly what they said and paying them their fees, this company basically just goes under. And so I'm here. I am stuck with like all these credit card companies.
So it sounded like
they was just taking people money.
Yeah. Also, the company, what it sounded like was one of those. I know we're talking about consolidating your debt, but it also sounded like he paid a company to send letters to get stuff off of his credit report.
Oh yeah, so that's scams. Those are like scams.
So he was paying a monthly fee for them to keep sending letters to all the 3 big credit bureaus to get rid of the credit, because every time they send a letter, they the credit company, the credit bureaus have to verify the debts.
Yeah.
Or the collection agency, whatever they send letters to, they have to verify the debts every single time. And if they slip, that's where the credit bureaus look at it as like you didn't verify. We have to take it off.
Well, because here's the misconception with that. People will be like, oh, they got 30 days to get back to you, and if they don't get back to you within 30 days, it automatically comes off, and you're not liable for it, and blah blah blah. It's all BS. If it's on your report and it's supposed to be on there because you put it on there, it's not fraud, and they find out you're lying about that. Oh, bro. It's gonna be even worse.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hit even worse. Yeah. Just pay
your damn bills.
Here, hold on. So if you're not gonna pay it, like there's one other way of doing this legally. It takes about 7 years of your life, but you'll be good after 7 years. And I also recommend this if you're extremely young, because once you're older, you really don't have time to keep wasting around, so you might as well just pay your stuff. But say you're like 18 or 19, you get into a whole bunch of debt, and you're a bunch of credit card debt, and you're just like, oh man, I can't pay this $15,000, $20,000. If you don't have the money and you don't want to play the game of like saving up money to pay them off, just cut up all your cards, never use anything again, and it'll drop off automatically, legally, after 7 years. And then you'll literally have a fresh slate all over again. And this time around, get a secured credit card. Use that, just put gas in your car, pay it off in full every month. Do that for like 1 to 2 years. Convert that into an unsecured card, and it'll boost your like credit score up. And you're basically starting over. It's gonna take 7 years to start over, but that's why I said you gotta be like super young, because most old people, you ain't got time to do that.
Yeah, if you can avoid that.
If you can avoid it, it would be best. But like, if you really want to take the long route legally on not paying anybody, that's the legal long route to doing that.
Yeah.
But once again, 7 years. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're like 18 or 19 and you're willingly, you're just like, yeah, I'll wait that long. Yeah. But
coming after me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
Hey, you know, and I thought I checked all my, did all my, dot my I's, crossed my T's, but I was screwed after that. So I talked to an actual credit, not a specialist, but somebody to help me out with that.
Sure.
And they basically told me at this point, like, dude, at this point, like, if you're like 2 years late, like, even if you pay it now, it's not gonna really, your credit score is not gonna go up. Like, if anything, I mean, this is long and lengthy what I'm saying, but like, you know, a late payment stays on your credit for like 5 to 7 years, right? So if I didn't pay that, then the clock would have restarted.
Right.
My credit would not shoot up at all.
Do you know what your credit's at today?
Oh, we were at like 500, like that.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Dang, so you're just waiting out for like a few more years?
A couple more years, and you know, I'm looking into doing like.
man, he can't get anything, bro. He can't do nothing. 500. Jeez.
It's gonna be like that for the next 5 years because he said he already 2 years in.
Ooh.
That's why I said it's a long process, but during that process, you really can't. You basically, he's not doing it right now because he still sounds like he kind of struggling, kind of making it. But during that 7-year reset period, you gotta, everything is in cash from now on. You saving your money. You paying everything in cash. You only buying stuff that you need, not stuff that you want. You are getting your life back on track. So once the end of those 7 years hits, you can properly start over on a good foot.
And if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it.
If you can't buy it 3 times, you can't afford it.
A couple of apps like, what is it called, like Chime or Self.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just trying to get my finances right. And
you make a good amount of money in a month, $6,000.
I do now. That's just been a recent. I just found this job sometime in February.
Okay.
You know, when I moved here last year, I was spending a lot of time with the wrestling and
Yeah.
and just bouncing around from jobs here and there. So yeah, it's just gotta plan it right, and I think I'll be okay. It's like I said, I've been up. My credit score was at like 700. I've got all this money, and then boom, like recession, and then we're up, and then COVID. You know.
Yeah. What about car debt?
Cars?
Yeah.
I've never bought a car where I didn't pay for the whole thing up front.
That's awesome.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
good.
that's
Good.
That's just to me. Like, right, I can't imagine if I had an extra $450 car payment right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it always seems like a good idea when you're up. You know,
For sure.
and then 5 years later, when you don't love that car as much and your payments are still the same.
Right.
But-
What car do you have right now?
I drive a 2015 Saturn, not Saturn, no, Dodge
say-
Dart.
Okay.
Saturn,
and it's
no longer
you know,
a business
I bought
venture.
it. It had 50,000 miles on it. You know, somebody said they were just trying to get rid of it for just like a solid just 5 Gs, and I'm like, cool, I got that. You know,
And that's a debt-free car. That's bad.
Nice.
yeah, and no, it's just all at once. That's the way I've always preferred to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So I'm assuming you do not have a mortgage right now. Is that correct?
no, sir.
What's your monthly rent?
Well, I lucked out and found a place that's over here on Riverside. It's like about $13.25, but
Not
it's
bad for Austin.
not bad, especially for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, right?
Woo, not bad at all. Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's a really awesome place.
That's insane, man.
It's
like,
That's what we pay.
I paid $13.25 for a 4-bedroom house.
Yeah.
And you were talking about this guy paying $13.25 for a 2-bedroom apartment. That is, oh my goodness.
Sounds like he's right in the city though.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we're in the suburbs.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Austin and their, way of their. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Cost of living. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Had a brain
Do you
fart.
know
I'm 35.
Do you know I just saw a chart for the cost of living for rent, like the cities with the highest rent percentage that went up. You know, Cincinnati was number one, and it made me think of your sister, where she told her story of how much her rent
Are you
went up.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister got. They came in with the gavel. It was like, oh yeah, we're raising your rent by $400.
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me.
Yo, we got lucky. You know how much they raised our rent by? $25.
Man.
You want to talk about luck?
I honestly was nervous because I thought they were going to hike it up, but they didn't do.
Yeah, because we heard your sister's story. That's why.
They didn't do shit. I was like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for the record, I don't live in the ghetto. I live in the suburb. Okay.
I just said we lived in the suburbs. We live in a good area.
For if you're an artist, you know, and at that time when I applied, I showed them I was a pro wrestler, and they were like, "Oh, that's art in a way."
Yeah.
So I really lucked out with that one, and I was looking for a roommate for a while, but I'm kind of like, I think I just kind of enjoy just being on my own, listening.
Yeah.
Just like that.
How much do you think you spend on like going out to eat every month?
I would say probably, if I had to put aside, like $20 a day. I try to be very frugal. I try to meal prep and all this stuff. But every now and then I go. I'll probably $500 a month, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't go out as
It's just you, dude.
much as I used to.
What?
I don't go out as much as I used to. He said $20 a day.
He went from $20 a day. We're doing 20.
That's still a lot. That's $100. Yeah, that's $100 a week. If you take the weekends off.
I mean, if we're doing like the actual math, we're doing 30 days in a month. Doing that times $20.
Yeah, but he probably knocked off some days.
$600.
So it sounds like he eats out every day.
It's like, bro, it's literally just you. Why are you spending so much money on food? I never understood that. Yeah, that's the whole aspect of being, of budgeting. People just overspend on food, and it's really all eating out.
It's insane. Yeah, it is. Or like when I watch the CNBC videos, where people would be like, it'd be some insane number. It'd be like, oh, we spend $1,000 a month on food, and they'll be like, yeah, so 600 of that is going out, and 400 is groceries. And you're like, 400 is groceries.
It's insane.
It's like, how you spending 400 on groceries? You eat out every day. What are the groceries for? I feel like you're just throwing food away at that point.
Yeah, nope, couldn't be me.
You see, I follow our budget.
Yep.
I follow our budget perfectly.
What's like your temptation, like spending that you'll see yourself just spending a little too much money on every month?
Food.
Probably that, like going out, drinking.
Yeah.
Hanging out with your wrestler buddies.
It's just like every day is a new adventure here. You can go and find something else, like going to shows. And when you go to a show, you have one drink, and then you're loose, and then $20 bills look like $1 bills,
Right.
And your friends are there. You're like, I'll buy a
$20
drink.
bills never look like $20 bills.
And then you look at your bank account, you're like, oh boy.
Yeah. So what are your financial goals 5-10 years?
5-10 years, I'm hoping to either get a home, purchase a home here or back in Hawaii, and start paying that mortgage down. And as long as I've got a place that I can actually call my own home, and eventually try to not be stuck in the rent trap, you know what I'm saying?
He didn't say a single financial goal.
No.
He just like get a house. Like, we're talking about, where do you want your savings to be? Do you want a 401k? Do you want a Roth? Do you want?
He didn't talk about.
You want to invest in stocks, dividends?
Yeah.
Where do you want to spread your money to grow? Where do you want to be able to, as far as your savings, do you need a certain amount for living expenses?
An emergency fund.
Yeah, an emergency fund stuff in case something goes wrong. How much you want in your checking account?
He sounds like the average person to me, though. Most people are just spend like, oh, you need a house, and you heard like the key word he said, I don't want to get stuck in the rent trap. Do you know that's like, there's nothing wrong with renting?
There is zero.
At all. I know most people would be like, oh, but it's not yours, and you're putting a lot of money into a home that's not yours. It's like, if you don't envision yourself like this is where you want to be forever. This is your forever home. You're going to stay here no matter what, right? Most people don't think of that. What does a realtor usually tell people, especially like around our age when it's just us starting out? They'd be like, oh, it's just y'all two. Y'all just need a starter home.
Yeah.
Then you start there, right? Then you get pregnant. Then you'd be like, oh man, this home isn't big enough for 3 people because we didn't think that far ahead. So now you're getting another house, which means you're restarting the whole 30-year mortgage process. Then, you know, forbid you have any more kids. Now it's like, oh wow, this house isn't big enough for all these people in our family. So you just keep upgrading houses. Then somebody might be like, oh, I really like this area. We should just move to this area because it's the new up and coming thing. You're always going to be stuck in a 30-year mortgage. Versus when you finally find that place like, okay, yeah, this is my forever home. Then you stay there and get you a 15-year mortgage and knock it out in 7 years.
Yeah.
That's...
Here's the thing. Well, just to piggyback off of what you say, where this whole idea of renting is it's not yours. When you get a mortgage, it ain't yours either.
Yeah, you miss one mortgage
it belongs
payment,
to the bank.
You miss one mortgage payment, the bank is coming.
Like
my mom literally, I forgot how many years she did it, but she worked in repossessions at a bank for years. There's stories she told me that was so sad. Like, people, they would have like 1 or 2 payments left on their house. And she'd be telling them, she'd be like, please just figure out how to get the rent money, please. And the person would be like, man, you ain't about to take my house. This is my last payment. This is my second to last payment. You ain't about to take it if I miss this. Then my mom has the sheriff sent out there after pleading with them for like over like a couple weeks. Sends the sheriff out there, then they be calling back, please don't be foreclosing on my home. Please, I'm sorry. Bruh, that shows it ain't yours. It ain't yours. Nope. You're that close to paying it off, and you a little short, and they taking it. It's not yours.
You want to be ratchet.
Also, you don't pay that property tax. They coming to get you. It all goes hand in hand with each other. That's not yours either.
Yep.
It's just a way bigger expense. And now because you're not renting, the roof cave in, the water heater blow out, pipes bust
for home expenses.
Oh man, you paying for that. That happens where we live. The landlord is paying for that.
Yep. Nothing wrong with renting. If you could rent, because you want to save
stop looking down on renting. Nothing's wrong with renting.
You want to spend less on a mortgage monthly, but you're paying $30. Man, get out.
It's funny. You know how many multimillionaires rent? Because they move around so much. Don't be letting people fool you where they be like, I have a house in 5 different states and I have a house out the country. They're renting. Okay? They don't have mortgages everywhere. Don't let these people fool you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're just talking I'd love to be have financial freedom and not have to work to.
How you gonna get that? He didn't say one thing.
Let him finish.
Goal would be I could go out and eat and not have to worry about it. That's the comfortability I want. Like, as long as I can go out and take my friends out to eat at a meal and not have to sweat it.
This man's making me sick.
Bro, maybe stop eating out every day.
It's like that's not an aspiration to have.
Stop eating out every day.
I want to be able to flex and buy food for my friends at the restaurant and the bar and not have to worry about what's in my bank account. Come on, bro.
I think I'll be good.
All right, y'all. That's the end of the video. Yeah. He needs some financial guidance, but honestly, like I said, I think his mentality is like most people's mentality, like most average people's mentality when it comes to money.
He's not really thinking about the bigger picture. He needs someone to hold his hand to get him on the right track. Maybe just I understand you got dreams and aspirations. You can still go for them. He didn't say he had any kids. He's not married. You can still go for them. But at the same time, as with the dream of becoming a professional wrestler at the age of 36, it's going to be kind of difficult, especially if you ain't got the certain look. Which I'm not saying he doesn't look like a wrestler, but he doesn't look like Roman Reigns. He does look like, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but good luck to you, brother, man. I hope you come to your senses with your financial choices and go for the dream as hard as you can. Just stop doing dumb shit.
All right, y'all. If y'all want to see me to react to more videos like this, or if you even want to see him come back and react to more videos like this or anything else, let me know in the comment section below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I try to drop 2 to 3 videos every day, but life happens, And the only way I can update you when life does happen is through my social media, and the links to that is in the description box below. So with that said, you already know who it is. It's Sang.